Okay, it's running. We're alive.
Yes, usually. Hey, Michelle.
Good morning. I just logged in there and it says, what would you like people to call you? And it says enter. I guess they want your name. And if you already have a Rabbit account or would like to sign up for one, sign up or sign in. That's what it says.
So it's telling you that you're going to have to sign in order to do a screen share there. Is that right?
That's what it looks like.
Yeah, it actually there's a link there to it. Anybody who wants to come in and has some questions, embedding your stuff to Blab is actually, or from Blab is actually quite easily done. I'm going to Ron. Have you got your? I think I can do it from memory anyway.
Do you want me to read the first part?
Rabbit has their free account. Yeah, just tell them who we are and what we're doing. And while you're doing that, we're going to be a team, and I'm going to go over here and look at this Rabbit thing. And again, what I want to be able to do is talk to everybody and then screen share in an environment that's big enough for them to see. Because even when you screen share here on Blab, it's just not big enough to see these embed codes. In my view,
Okay, I'll start this. This is going to be 25 minutes long, and it's on how to embed a blab. It's fast-paced with a clear goal. We want to give you the confidence on how to embed a blab. We don't answer many questions, but today we're going to answer questions. We show you how to embed a blab, and that's it. We encourage you to join the blab, and we have the open seat so you can join. And who are we? We are the Circadians in our concept community. Our community isn't built around individuals. We live, work, and thrive in a guru-free zone. Everyone is equal, everyone is important, and we all matter. And everyone has their own special gift. The sum of those gifts is greater than the individual. What we do is we create event-driven, outcome-oriented business-building platforms, broadcast, websites, content, training programs, and more. But mostly, we operate in a guru-free zone, getting stuff done. We welcome the opportunity to elaborate on that. Ask for an invitation to our community today by emailing stan@thecircadians.com. Or Michelle, if you could post a link to You Matter, that would be another one. That would be a good one to post. Okay.
Well, we're going to start this off by saying if we look a little bit too off center, there's actually some sort of an issue that has to do with something to do with it has to do with Blab. That there's something happened with the calendar. We were doing a clinic on calendar. I'm sorry, but there was something happened with the cameras last night to put everything off just a little bit to the left. You had to move your seat over. Is that what you did, Ron? Or
well, actually,
the camera just a little bit?
Yeah, but I actually moved my C920 off to the left. It's as far left on the top of my computer as I can go. Plus, I moved my seat over, so it's like I'm looking at everything at a different angle. And when I'm looking straight, it looks like I'm looking at a different angle. But two things I want to tell the people. If you haven't done it already, on the left-hand side, now I got to find a different place to hold this. Tell a little bird and post it to your Facebook account. Let people know where you're at. And the other thing is, if you have a question, two ways you can ask the question. You can go down to the bottom there where it says send a message. Click on that / bar, and that'll bring up a menu, and you can click on the question at the top. Or you can type /Q, a space, and type your question, and that'll show a Q by your name on the comment stream, and it'll post the question on the left side that we can see it, but you can't. And that makes it easier for us to see what you have questions about. Okay, that's what I'm going to get done talking about right now, and you can take over from there.
Thanks for that update, Barb, about they worked on some bugs last night. She sent an alert on the screen being off center. I haven't seen that alert. I'm subscribed to that Medium and stuff too. But so we're going to start off with telling you that because of the limitations of not being able to share a screen, in a decent view. I'm going to just talk you through this. And what this says is how to embed Blab and other info, bring questions, learn Blab and the circadians. So what we're going to talk about is how do you embed Blab to Facebook. We'll do that first. And if you go to, hey, Dennis is in. Hey, Chef. If you go to your Blab at the end of the Blab, or at the very when you first create your Blab, which you should by day 2. Yesterday we talked about how to create a Blab. When you create a Blab, there's a screen. When you go to your screen there's a little embed Blab code, right? And when you click on that, it's going to have some code in there. It's going to say iframe. I'm going to post in the chat box what it's actually going to say. It's going to be a code that looks kind of like this, right? Where you're going to cut and paste that code. Now you can actually take. I'm going to show you a little quick secret here, because Michelle does this every day, and she'll know here. I'm going to put another piece of code over here on the right-hand side. Is if you look at this now, it says iframe style. It's got a bunch of code in it. Where it says source equals URL. I don't care whose Blab it is. As long as you go up there and get the URL to the Blab, like right now, this one for me shows blab.imf4d8079. It's got a bunch of numbers on it, but at the end of it, it'll have something like how to embed your Blab, like it does over here on the right-hand side. As long as you go get it, as a matter of fact, it doesn't have to be Blab. It can be a Twitter post. It can be any web page in the world, pretty much. Some people have a thing that will block you from being able to do this. Hi, Lewis. But if you go to any page in the world and you insert right there where it says URL, if you put in http:// whatever, stanbush.net, it will get that embed code or for that particular page so that you can embed it anywhere. The first thing that we're going to talk about is Facebook. When you go to if you want to do this in the background, I'm fine with that. I don't know why you're not coming in, Betty, but you might want to X out. And matter of fact, I'll give her some props, but her video is still not here. So if you go to Facebook, there's plenty of ways to do it. This is just the free way that we do it. If you go to Facebook and up in the top, if you search for, in that search up there, if you search for Thunder Penny, THUNDERPENNY, one of the results is going to be a thing called static HTML Thunder Penny. And when you click on that, it's actually going to give you, I'm going to give you the page to this. It'll take you to this page right here. Hi, Betty. If you've got a question, jump in here in a minute. Lewis, I'm going to let you in. Where'd Betty go? Did you close them out? Huh. Must be some bug, something going on. So anyway, on the if you go to that page, you'll see Thunder Penny, and there'll be a little button there that says Use App. And when you click on Use App, it's going to walk you through their licensing. It's going to ask you, if you want to install this and add static. There'll be a big button there that says Add Static HTML to a Page. When you click on that, it's going to ask you again to authorize certain things. But it's going to bring up a page that says Add Page Tab, because you're adding this to a tab on a Facebook page is where you're adding it. And the tabs are the little things across there that say events. Well, I don't know. I don't know what the other ones are off the top of my head, but it'll say events, but there'll be a little drop down menu that says add page tab, and there'll be Facebook pages. And those are the Facebook pages that you manage. If you have Facebook pages, multiple Facebook pages that you manage, like mine's got a list of about 30 something right now. but you pick the one that you're going to embed that code to, and hit choose that and say add page tab, and it's going to bring up this page. I'm actually doing this in the background. Again, we could actually go to Rabbit, but we're not going to do that right now. And when you click the next button, it says set up tab. And there's a thing that says you're seeing this because you're an admin of this page. Visitors will only see the smiley below until you've added and saved your content. So you'll set up the tab. And again, you can do this through, you can watch this through the replay, but I'll make a video that will be on our YouTube page concerning this. Click on Setup tab, and then it's going to have this page that says the name of the page and dashboard and all sorts of other stuff. But there's going to be one page there that says index.html. It says to start using this app, click in this area. I'm not going to read all of that. You don't need to either. Just delete all of that out where it says start using this app. Just delete that out, and then come back to you wherever you've got this code, and cut that code. I'm going to scroll up here and take this iframe here, and I'm going to go back to Thunderpenny, and I'm going to paste this one in, and I'm going to save and publish it. And I'm probably going to get like a echo here in a minute, at least probably on my end. And that's it. Now, if you go to this page, yeah, I'm getting an echo.
Nothing here. You're fine.
Yeah, it's because I've got both of us in my screen. I'm going to mute this tab, and now I don't have that. Just in case that happens and you got two tabs open, if you don't know about it, if you go up to your tab in Chrome and you right click on it, there's a thing that will say mute tab. I believe that may be I think it's default now, but it used to not be, and you had to add an extension. But when you do that, if you've got two, are you pasting in the embed code or the link from the browser? I'm pasting in this code right here that says iframe style max width. You know, it's the code that's actually, yeah, it's the, if you go here, you'll actually see this page live, by the way. I mean, I just did it. If that page is not private, that's actually, for some reason, I picked out a private community that I was going to create for my family. Yes, it's the embed code. It's the embed code from right here. But again, it's this embed code right here. But if you take out that https blab.im, etc., if you take all of that out and you put in a different website, that embed code will work no matter where you're at. It'll work on your website. It'll work on, well, it depends. I'll get to your website here in a second. But it will, you can embed any page anywhere using that iframe, as long as iframe is an acceptable way for you to post into that site. It's really not hard. You can also, hi video guy, you can also take, what I do is where it says, if you look at that code, it says height 480, width 640. Okay. You know how you go to a page and it looks like when somebody embeds something, you go to a page and it looks like, okay, the page is this wide and everything's kind of scrunched over to the left and it just doesn't look like it should. Well, what you do, okay, I'll repeat that streaming voice. What you do is on that width, instead of leaving that at 640, change that 640. You're going to want it to look like, give me a second so that I can get this. I never get phone calls, but for some reason today's today. Look at this code here. and you'll see again where it says 640. What you're going to want is to change it so that it looks like this. Let me change it. You're going to want it to look at, say, 100%. And when you change it to 100%, then it will go the full width of the page rather than looking like it's all squinched up to the left or all squinched up to the right. It'll take the full length of the page, no matter what the width is of the page. It's part of responsive design, actually. It's like, okay, responsive design says it can be this wide. You know, if it's 600 pixels wide, it'll only cover 600 pixels. If it's 1920 pixels, it will spread out all the way across 1920 pixels. So basically, that code, how do you edit the tab that says welcome? Okay. Let me get to that question here in just a second. Are you pasting? I'm going to answer this. Now, are you pasting the embed code or the link from the browser? I'm pasting the in this situation. I am pasting the link from the browser. I mean, I'm pasting the embed code. But if I decide, like Michelle doesn't go and grab this embed code every day. When over on Facebook where we're broadcast, all she does is gets the URL from the top of the blab, the scheduled blab. Because when you go to that blab up at the top, there's going to be the URL, and all she does is go and grabs that URL, goes over to Facebook. She's a manager of that page. She goes to Thunderpenny, and she changes the URL. And once she changes the URL, everything is changed to whatever blab is scheduled next. But again, it can be any page. It can be you could display your Twitter account over there if you wanted to. Well, they kind of got a tool for that anyway, but you could display CNN headline news. It really don't matter. You can get an RSS feed and display it that way. It's just, one of those things that's worked forever. Can you post pictures in the chat board? Yes, as long as it's an HTTPS, like from Imager, or like I still use Google Picasa. I have photos, but for that I use Picasa Web, and I go to Picasa Web and I get the URL there. But as long as the URL has an HTTPS, and you post, I don't mind if you try it. If you put something bad up, I'm going to knock you out, though. I'm going to knock you out of the blab. But if you put the URL over there and test it, I don't care. Just get one that's got an HTTPS on it. And that answered, let me answer that question by clicking on that and say, yep, we answered that. How do you edit the tab that says welcome? I'm going to go back to that then. And I'm going to click on that edit tab button. And do you want to come in and tell me what you're talking about? Because I don't know what you're talking about. I think you're talking about the very first page that comes up when you add Thunderpenny. Is that right?
Yes, it is.
Yeah, you don't. All you do is cut everything out of it. Just select all of it and delete it.
Right at the tab.
Not at right at the all the way up to the top at the very beginning on that tab. It says when you first go there, it says "Welcome to Thunderpenny." Just delete all that out. And
what
then
if
embed your code. What if you what?
I did that. I'm echoing.
And
you hear an echo?
No, you did that in what?
You did that in what? No, we don't hear an echo.
Another Facebook page.
Yeah.
I deleted everything. I added the Thunderpenny.
Mm-hmm. And
the tab says welcome.
Oh, you're talking about the actual name of the tab. Okay, that's a completely different thing. We're going to have a clinic. We're going to have to do that where I can share the screen. That's a different thing because it is confusing. I got it now. What you're talking about is
how to edit it.
Yeah. It's not part of Thunderpenny. It's actually part of Facebook stuff, and so you have to go to a different place to do that. But we'll do that like in a Hangout or something where we can share a screen because to walk you through that for me right now, my mind's focused on this stuff. More instructions about how to post.
Watch Blabs.
Do what now?
On our site, it says watch blabs, not welcome. The tab.
Yeah, I changed that. I'll
Yeah.
change that, and I'll show you how to do that, like in a hangout or something. All right. So the question here, I'm going to go and answer that question and say we'll do that in hangout in one of the clinics. If you want to add that to the clinic agenda, Michelle, you can go ahead and do that, and we'll get that. We'll do that one day next week, or maybe Friday. More instructions, please, about how to post pictures. Okay. Go to Stacy. Do you have like Imager or Picasso Web or anything like that? I'm going to go see if I'm going to look for images on Google, and I'm going to look for Stacy. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to look for Stacy. I'm going to look for Stacy. Ooh, I need a different Stacy. I better go get a little bit more information on Stacy. There's a lot of Stacy's.
She has Picasso Web. I posted the link above to a photo.
Okay, so let me look, see what she did here. I posted the link above to a photo. Oh, okay. That's because, and yeah, when you do that, see, that's going to, Picasso's a little bit different. You actually have to dig a little bit deeper to actually get the URL on this. And I'm not too sure that I can actually get it, but I will try. Yeah. Okay. The easiest way to tell you this, that's the one that you posted right there. Keep calm and choose powerfully. And so what I did was I took your link and I clicked on that link and I went to that link. And then I this is just, I'm an I was information security officer for the state of Georgia for Department of Education. So I had to learn how to hack a lot of stuff because every student in the world was trying to hack those networks. So what you do is you click on that image and then you right click on that image and say open in another tab. And when it opens in another tab, it will give you the actual URL to that up in the top that you can copy there. If you want to try that, that would be fine. Yeah, see, okay, I'm going to tell you exactly what I do here. I'm going to click on this, and it's going to bring up PicassoGoogle.com. Okay, and that's like got that image there. Now I'm going to right click on that image and say open image in a new tab. And when I open that image in a new tab, it gives me HTTPS LH3 Google user content. It gives me the actual URL to that thing, to that image. But yeah, go ahead, and if you want to try that, again, that would be fine. I would like to make sure that you can do it. Yeah, Michelle.
I clicked on the link. I opened another tab. I grabbed the URL at the top, pasted it in, and that's what I got.
Did you right click and open image? Open it on the image. Now open. You right clicked on the image, right?
On the image.
And when it opens it up, what does it say across the top of there?
https://google usercontent.com and then a whole bunch of
does that line end with JPG?
Yeah, I can't see the whole thing.
Then it doesn't end with JPG because the last of this name of this.
Yes, it does.
All right, right click on that.
It says keep calm.
Right click on highlight that up there.
Okay.
Highlight it and right click on it. And copy it.
Okay.
And then come back. Yes, and come back to it. That's great, Stacy. Go back to send a message and paste that URL in there. There you go. Video guy live. He's got his. I bet he watched a particular thing last night. There was a thing on last night about that. But anyway, Who is that? Is that, yeah, that's Paul. Hey, Paul. Let's see. Is there any other questions? How would you do that on a Mac? I wouldn't do that on a Mac. We'll get to
yeah, we go through this all the time, folks.
Yeah, Paul, if you want to come in and tell him how to do that, that would be good. Because I don't know that Paul is an Apple guy, and he can come in if he wants to, and he can tell you how to get to that URL to do that. But the only apples that I've got in my house are in there in a fruit bowl. So I don't have anything against them. Hey, Eileen, I bet Eileen could do that too. Eileen could probably tell you how to do that, but I just use PhotoBucket. Okay. So what he's telling you is go to PhotoBucket, and PhotoBucket has, there's a lot of them. See, Google's the only one you got to jump through all those hoops with. Most of those, when you go to them, the URL is going to be up there in the top, and it's going, as long as the URL starts with HTTPS, then when you post it in here, it should be good to go. If you post it with anything else, hey Sue, if you post it with anything like HTTP, it just won't show up. And you need to look at the end of the string too, and make sure it's got a JPG or GIF or a PNG. I think it supports PNG in here. And then the other thing I will tell you about GIFs while we're on here, because I don't see Roxanne up here. But you know, we don't post animated GIFs because, or GIFs, I don't care if it's peanut butter or what it is. We don't use them because they affect some people who have seizures. They can cause seizures in some people. We don't want to hurt one single person, so we just don't do them. We don't mind if people do. We'll delete them in our stream, and we don't care if anybody does them. But that's Roxanne is one of our. Actually, she's in the circadians, and that was one of the things that she brought up. So we just don't do it because we don't want to. We just don't want to take that risk. Is there anybody else that's got any other questions? Because I'll tell you a little bit about where you could find what causes seizures. It's the animated. I don't know exactly what it was, Stacy. And if Roxanne was here, she could tell us. If somebody wants to call Roxanne, the way you do that, I'm going to go ahead and do is I put my mouse over there and I hit @ and oh gosh, Roxanne. Do y'all know Roxanne NC? Is that right? NC Roxanne? I don't know what it is off the top of my head. So, but anyway, the animated image, the animated GIF sometimes cause seizures. You can just you can Google that and you'll find links that say, yes, sometimes it does that. And it's something about the flashing or the colors or something like that. I don't really know. I just know that was one of the things that they said. So that they told us. So
yeah, Google epilepsy and it'll give you a rundown, and then you can search on the GIFs under epilepsy. Hi, Eileen.
Hi.
Of all the Eileens in the world, you are my favorite.
Oh, thank you. You're my favorite stand as well. And Ron, you're my favorite Ron.
How are you?
Hey, yeah, I just wanted to, the person who was asking about the GIFs, I just wanted to add, if you remember, there was a video with Kanye, and I believe it was Kanye and Rihanna, all of the lights, and that flashed when it started off, and they had to change that video. Because people were, you know, I would assume mostly epilepsy, but it could be other disorders because I'm not an expert on that in that area. But epileptic seizures were being induced by, and it has to do with the flashing. And I'm the same way as you. You guys here, Circadians. I don't like to use a lot of the animated GIFs in the chat. On Twitter, yeah, because it generates the GIF. Barb commented, according to the creator, it's GIF, but I think that he has pronounced it the opposite way as well, which is why people use both. It's like niche and niche,
yeah.
You know. It's like,
yeah, in the South it's niche.
Y'all know what we talking about, right?
You just don't start. You just got to get used to a schedule, or how you know you've heard that one too.
Schedule.
Yeah.
Schedule.
Yeah, schedule. That's it. Schedule. The schedule says, you're like,
Okay, here comes Michelle. Okay, guys, I just want to pop in and say,
mozzarella.
hey.
Yeah, get back to work. Your boss.
she
needs
answered
you.
that question, and listen, that she's like, I think she's over here to me, right? I think that's where she's at. Great person to follow. You need to follow her, and you need to follow Michelle. You need to follow Ron. You need to follow all of us. But she's like our go-to person too. We exchange a lot of information. We have a co-host program. If you want to go to learnblab.com/ if you want to put that link down there, that would be great. But learnblab.com/co-host, because we want other people. We have a specific way that we do all of our stuff. We have people that are in the backup seats with us. As a matter of fact, Eileen is going to be in the seats at least once in a blue moon. I think she's working that out, and so is her daughter, who has a development company. So that we're fixing to get really busy in here. And if you would like to find out more about what's going on and go through some of this stuff with us, and find out when we talk about clinics and things like that, like where we do that, she's the bomb.
And how much we learn.
Yes, we do. I learn every day in there. I learn every day. So tell us about you, Michelle. This is our 30 sec. We got our 30 seconds of
30-second
fame
plug.
Yeah.
Am I echoing, or is it just me?
No, it's just you. Just go ahead. You're fine.
Okay. Well, I am a circadian, and I love helping you guys out. Doing my stuff on the side over here, giving the links out, and learning a lot. Like calendars today. That was a lot of fun. But my passion is dementia support and awareness. My mother has the disease for 17 years. She got early onset Alzheimer's at age 58, and January 22nd, she will be 75. So for 17 years, we've been walking this journey with her, and I administer a Facebook group. You can catch that on my profile. It's comprised of patients, caregivers, and advocates, and actually started by a patient who posts almost daily and tells us what it's like. There are 13,000 members now there, so we're growing very rapidly and helping a lot of people.
Well, thanks for that. And I'm going to tell you, I'm going to ask you to try to see if you can mute because you probably got 2 tabs open, because I can tell when you're talking, because you're a very confident person. And when you're talking because it's hard to talk when you've got an echo, right? And so if you go up to one of those tabs and either close the tab or right click on it and mute it, that might help. So that would be.
You know what it was? It was that Rabbit program, and I did have it muted, but it didn't work.
Now you've closed it and it's all good, right?
Yeah, it's all good. But it was cool.
Yeah,
when I was in that Rabbit program, I give you props in there.
Oh,
when
you
I was
can?
in the Rabbit no, I'm sorry. When I went to not the Rabbit program, I couldn't get in there because you had the room locked.
Thunderpenny.
But when you showed us the Facebook page that was live with the embed, I gave you props in your Facebook page. That was pretty cool.
I wonder. I really appreciate it. I'm trying to figure out how I can cash those in at Waffle House and get me a cup of coffee.
Well, it wasn't about that, Stan. It was that I could do it from your Facebook page. That was cool.
What about you, Ron? Tell us about you.
I'm leaving, guys. Maybe
Maybe
someone else wants to come in.
Yeah, maybe somebody else wants to come in.
I'm just a handsome face that sits on here and looks pretty.
Yeah, but tell us the truth.
Yeah, actually,
I saw your nose just like bam.
Yeah. Actually, I do engraving. I engrave on glass and metal. My 2 preferred materials to engrave on. I can do stuff on wood, and I engrave calligraphy as well as artwork. And that's what I do. I have a lot of back problems, so I had to stop doing it in the stores like I used to. And I don't know if you're going to be able to see this, but I'm working on something for Valentine's Day. And we'll probably know more about that. I'm also working on doing a clinic on engraving here on Blab. So when we get that finalized, I'll let you know. And that's what I do.
So they would be able to order that personalized from you just by getting in touch with you now, right?
They can, yeah, just get in touch with me. You can private message or direct message me on Twitter, on Google Plus, on Blab, however you want to get in touch with me, or Ron Schneeberger Studio at gmail.com. I can put a generic message on, or if you want a personal message put on, and we can discuss what you want it on, but that bottle, we can put it on there, and you can give that to your loved one on Valentine's Day.
Well, that's a little plug to make sure everybody remembers to get something for Valentine's Day. And I'm Stan, and I tell them what I really do is I love is a concierge, which means that, like, when you go to a hotel, I'm a community concierge. Like when you go to a hotel and you ask them where's an Italian restaurant, the front desk is going to tell you Olive Garden, right? A concierge is going to tell you, well, where do you want to go? Do you want the best one? Do you want the cheapest one? Do you want the closest one? Do you want the thing that everybody in town goes to? Which one are you looking for? And so that's kind of what I do in technology and in marketing and a lot of different things. When I was working with Michael Port, the expression we came up with was, I'm the guy to hire when everything's on fire. And because I like to go in and fix stuff. That's what I like to do. And I've got the background to do a lot of it. And if I can't do something, I will tell you. Let's see. How about, does anybody want to join us?
Bill Rowe posted a comment. Yes, on Embedded Blabs, you can interact from the page it's embedded on. So thanks, Bill.
Yeah, I remember when they said that was an issue, but I never really had any problem with it on any of the sites that I embedded it on. But I use my left hand when I embed it. So like that's important. Okay, if there's no other questions or nobody wants to join us, I am going to suggest that we cut out of here because we're 36 minutes into a 25-minute show. Wait, Tony's coming in. Tony is in Georgia too.
Yes, I just want to come in and say that I've enjoyed this, and I'm here to echo. I apologize for that. I'm actually trying to do something.
You want to fix your echo?
Let me see if I can. Hold on 1 second. I just wanted to show you what I was doing.
Oh,
that's the Blab on Apple TV. So
that is,
I guess that's why you're getting the echo.
Yep. So if you actually I guess if you muted your browser, I don't know if it muted on the TV. I don't know.
Well, let me try this. I'm gonna turn the volume all the way down on the TV.
Yeah, I know you won't get an echo then. I know you won't get an echo.
Okay. So can you guys hear me?
Yeah, absolutely. Can you put
hear me?
videos and yes, we can.
But I can't hear you.
Well, see, okay, so here's what it is.
I guess you can figure it out. But I know that there's no echo.
Yeah.
But I can't hear anything that you guys are saying. So
the reason
I had trouble hearing Ron
I just want to come in and say that I'm enjoying this very, very much. And I think this is my maybe third time actually being on Circadians, and I'm really enjoying this. And I wasn't able to follow everything that was discussed. I've been taking notes, so I know that I'm going to have to go back and rewatch the replay. So, but this was very, because this is something that I've always wanted to do, but I just didn't know how to do it. And so at least I'm on the path to being able to do this. So I just wanted to say that. So thank you so much for doing this.
I'm looking forward to talking to you a little bit later today too. I really am another Georgian, and I'm going to tell you why he was getting an echo, and the echo is because the TV's on the other side of the room, and the sound, sound doesn't travel as fast as light, so he was getting echo from that. Video guy.
What's
yes,
up? What's up?
Hey.
Oh, I didn't mean to come
Give
in.
me 1 second, video guy. What were you asking? What were you going to say, Michelle?
She's gone.
Never mind. Never mind. She's out of here. What can we have?
Video
for you?
guy's got a question.
Looks like I scared her off.
Now that he's on here, he can ask it himself.
I got a couple. I got a couple. Can you put videos on the chat board? I tried, and all it came up with was the URL address.
Yeah, not that I know of. I can tell you this though, and Eileen was that she actually had it in. They deployed it. It is in their testing. They are working on it right now, where you can do a video, where you can screen share within the confines of what we have right now, and that you'll be able to show a video there.
Now, where you've got my question, how did you do that?
Okay, when you are the host. When you're the host, that's actually covered in. We have 5 shows a week. We have one called How to Use Blab is on Mondays. We do them every day at 10 o'clock. How to Use Blab is on Monday. On Tuesday, it's How to Host a Blab. Wednesday, it's How to Embed your Blab and other info. And I've got something. I'm going to get something else done for that next week that might be a little bit better. A Thursday is How to Brand your Blab. Make your images across all the networks so that they all match and they look right using a Canva. You can use PicMonkey or anything else that you want. And then Friday is it's like we blab. That's what we do on Friday. We come in and talk about whatever we're going to talk about. This week I have a root canal on Friday, so I'm going to want to talk really and have a lot of fun before I go to that. But that's the answer to that on the chat board, is that they are working on that. It's not going to be on the chat board. It's going to be it's actually going to be on the screen.
Okay. Now, how did you get how did you get my question up on the?
Oh, when you are that's what I was saying on Tuesday. We have a hosting thing that talks about that. Now, if actually, I think Michelle probably has the link to that. But if you go to learnblab.com and you sign up there, if you register there, I'm still working on that. But if you register there, we have a presentation there that will walk you through all that. That there's a little link over here that says pin that question. And as soon as you click on that, it moves it over there to the right. It's not like you don't have to be like a rocket surgeon to be able to do it. But
I see where the white box is on my left-hand side.
Mm-hmm.
Now, how did you move that to the open square?
The host is the only people that have that.
Oh, okay.
When you're a host, you have the ability to pin that question. Just when you're in the does yours right now, does it say answered or does it say pin again or anything like that?
It says answered, yeah.
But it doesn't have a pin again, right?
No.
That's because I have all the power.
Now, what's the best?
So
what's the best? What's the best? Because it's like that other gentleman said. I've looked and looked forever for how-tos and some advice. How do I follow you guys to make sure I don't miss a show?
The best way to do that is to follow here. We do our shows a little bit different because in my past life, I'm going to give them the circadians here. If you go to this and follow us there, you'll get notifications as long as your notifications are turned on and everything.
Okay, cool.
But in my past life, I helped work on the disaster recovery and business continuity plan. So we do everything. We've survived stuff here. Like we've been here when they've been making changes and nobody else could run, and Ron's connection went down and somebody else's connection went down. But we have a backup plan on everything, and that's part of the co-host program, is to say, okay, this is how we do this, and this is why when something bad happens, we keep going.
Okay. Are you familiar with this issue right here? Off-centered pictures.
Yeah, that's brand new. That just started happening last night.
Okay. because that's really going to screw me up. I've got my first live blab tomorrow night, or tomorrow afternoon, and it's a show, and I've got 2 paid sponsors, and that's one of them, and they're not going to be too happy about that.
Just move your camera over to the side, and then move yourself, and you'll be back in the center again.
No, but that's not what he's doing. He's using like Mannycam or something.
Oh,
that's
okay.
Explaining
Yeah.
that. So here's what you do. I'm going to tell you the guy that you talked to. All right.
Okay.
Let me see if I can find this for you. See, that's a concierge, right? And you can tell him. I'm gonna have to search here to find him.
Shell's coming back.
Are you looking for human 2.0?
You know, he could do that too. Human could tell him, but I know that that this guy, I'm going to put Marty down here.
Well, here's another guy that can help him. Bill Rose says I can help him with that if he wants to jump on another blab to work on it.
Very nice, Bill.
Okay.
Thank you, Bill.
Yeah, thanks, Bill. Bill's, if he says he can handle it, he can handle it. I put Marty's stuff down there because I know Marty. I watched them last night doing it. I didn't know that Bill had picked up on Mannycam.
You guys are awesome. I really appreciate all the help.
Yeah, we appreciate you coming to the show too. And we do this every day at 10 o'clock.
10:45.
Yeah. You reminded me of my time. Yes.
And also it's time to take your medication.
Yeah. He's talking about the medication to get ready for this
Tooth problem
thing. I appreciate everybody coming. And my name is Stan Bush, and I'm going to get out of here. And we're here every day at 10 o'clock, covering a different subject, and we repeat it every week. Thanks for coming,
everybody.